Have you ever wondered why you look so much better in a mirror than in a photo? It's because you're ugly. Well, that and like something called camera focal length. And most cameras have a low focal length so they can capture a large area, but it like distorts your face. This is why we had that one TikTok trend where if you move your face away from the camera, you start to look like a different person. The reflection you see in the mirror every day is what you perceive as the original. So when a camera flips the image, you feel like you look weird. That in a mirror is 3D, it's a live view, while a photo is 2D and it's still. So if you're posing or smiling weird, you look a little bit more awkward. But it might make you feel better to know that the way you look in a mirror is the closest to how people see you in real life. So, yay? These fun facts are not fun at all. There are more slaves today than at any other point in history, and in fact, it's a $150 billion industry. In World War I, thousands of dogs were taken from their families for the war effort, but when the war was over, they were all just shot because it was cheaper than trying to find their homes. There's a plant in Australia called the gimpy gimpy that makes you want to kill yourself. When horses brush up against this bush, they literally throw themselves from a cliff because they would rather die than feel the pain. Netflix turned me into a cartoon. The first time I saw someone breaking pine wood for sport, I was like, hold up, I think I just found my new favorite thing. Karate is such a badass martial arts style. It's rooted in discipline and self-defense. I love everything about it, from the uniforms, which are called gi, to breaking boards, to the wild hi-ya noises. So just call me Mr. Miyagi, know-it-alls, because today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about karate's origin, how it spread to America, and what does hi-ya even mean anyway.
Karate session. Let's do this!
The reason that Egyptian mummies are so rare nowadays is because when they were first discovered, the Europeans ate them. They ate the mummies! Even 60 years after his death, George Washington was such a popular American president that when slaves were free to give it the option to choose their last name, a lot of them chose Washington over Lincoln, to the point that 90% of Washingtons today are black. The only reason the vibrator was ever invented was because doctors got tired of having to hand masturbate women to relax them for their hysteria. Really weird human body facts that I can guarantee you didn't know. Siblings or parents and children who were separated at birth or just at a very young age are often sexually attracted to each other if they meet later on in life. Star Wars and Back to the Future make a little bit more sense. Men have a scar from the head of their penis all the way to their taint that's caused from their vagina closing while developing in the uterus. About 1 in every 100,000 girls' vagina and anal tracts are actually fused together, which means they can in fact get pregnant from anal sex. Cancer sucks. And curing cancer is a team sport, which is why I've decided to work with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to raise money in their research and fight against cancer. We're actually building a team in training that you can join. TNT actually goes to a ton of events that you can actually train for by running, walking, swimming, hiking, or what I'm doing, biking! So if you want to help fight cancer, you can join me in training or by donating by clicking the sticker or the link in my bio. The First Amendment protects us against the government making laws that prohibit our freedom of religion, speech, press, and the right to protest the government. Blah, 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 blah. It's boring, right? Okay, I know, but today we're gonna focus on the freedom of speech because it seems like a lot of you don't understand what the fuck it actually means. The freedom of speech means that the government can't arrest you for what you say, but there are limits to this. Like, you might hear people say like, oh yeah, you can't shout fire in a crowded theater, but like, you can, as long as there's an actual fire. The limits around freedom of speech come when you cause unnecessary panic, incite violence, give out confidential information, or just lie about somebody to ruin their reputation. So outside of those parameters, the government can't really do anything to you, but that doesn't mean that you're not shielded from the criticism or consequences of your words from others. So if you say some dumb shit and everybody thinks you're an asshole, you can't just say, well, oh, it's my freedom of speech, because that means nothing in day-to-day conversation. You're just an asshole who needs to rethink their morals before they speak. Guys, I just got my very first long-term Twitch partner! Yes, I stream on Twitch. I mean, that computer's gotta be good for something. But I'm now working with XP Sports. They got me a hat, and a hoodie, and a t-shirt. But JAYUS, what even is XP Sports? They are a gaming energy drink company because, you know, when you're streaming on Twitch for hours and hours on end, you need that little extra. My favorite flavor is the rainbow candy, but the sour lime pucker face is also pretty good. But what's cool about these drinks is they support eye health. I also sell the powder and gummies and the zero lag capsules. I seriously drink these things like all the time. Make sure to check out my Twitch streams, and if you're interested in XP Sports, you can click the link in my bio. Advice that could potentially save your life one day, except the scenarios become increasingly more likely to actually happen. If you ever find yourself being chased by a swarm of bees, try to remember that we don't live in a cartoon, so don't just like jump in the nearest body of water, because Well, for a lot of reasons, but mainly the bees are gonna wait for you to get out to sting you. So your best bet is to try and outrun them. After like a mile or so, they're gonna lose interest. If you or someone you know has been stabbed, don't fucking take out the object that has impaled you, because that is literally the only thing stopping you from bleeding out. Apply pressure to the area and call an ambulance, but don't fucking take it out. You recently let a stranger into your house, do yourself a favor and check to make sure that all your windows are still locked, because you never know if somebody's trying to make it easier for them to break in later.
This is a bad idea. Oh God.
It's not sexual.
Yes.
Maybe a little sexual. It's such a bad idea.
Agreed.
We're mermaids!
Mermaids. I love my girlfriend. She's so hot. But why do you do these strange things? Up. Up. Tiptoe, tiptoe.
Pixar land.
Boing, boing.
How Donald Trump's term started versus how it's ending. How the Capitol looked during last year's Black Lives Matter protests versus how it looked today after Trump supporting terrorists decided to storm the Capitol because they lost an election. Can you spot the difference here? Do you notice anything? Maybe a reason why police reacted one way towards a person and not another? And I'll give you a hint. It's not that this person's wearing a mask and this vile person isn't. Or any of them. Or any of these assholes down here. Oh, wait, I'm getting word that we're getting live footage from the Capitol floor right now. It's racism. If you want to quit your job, you have to give your employer a 2-week notice or else you're seen as unprofessional. But if your employer wants to fire you, they don't have to give you any sort of warning or heads up so you can get started on applications. In fact, they can hide their intentions to fire you until the very last moment. Best Buy? Clothes from the women's section literally fall apart in like 6 months. But meanwhile, that t-shirt you bought in the men's section like 5 years ago looks brand new. And don't even get me fucking started on the gendered pocket situation. Because of COVID, we're all in like these really restrictive lockdowns, okay? But the politicians who are making these lockdowns and telling us to stay home keep getting caught traveling and going on vacation. Ah! Gay men in the 60s used the word swag to identify each other, as the acronym meant secretly we are gay. Psychopaths tend to overuse the words and to try and appear normal in conversations. Beatles concerts were said to smell heavily of urine because of all the overexcited girls. To get rid of the freckles, I think I just have to keep the freckles. Oh, there's titties. There's titties on my screen. Is Twitch gonna allow this? I died! There's 2 boys. We're gonna put this guy right there. Uh-oh. Stab. Stab. Can I get another one? Oh! I can't believe I have to say this. You can't just run away from lightning. 1, you're not faster than light itself. 2, the lightning is attracted to you. Contrary to popular belief, but lightning doesn't start up here in the sky. It starts on the ground. The earth is positively charged, and when lightning is about to strike, all the charges in the clouds separate, and because opposites attract, negative goes to the bottom and positive goes to the top. And this attraction is like super strong, so the currents actually try to like meet each other in the middle, and when they do, that's when lightning strikes. And since you, a person, is negatively charged on the inside but positively charged on the outside, you're also gonna attract that lightning. Even more so since you're closer to it than the ground. And if the lightning strikes the ground, there's something called ground current that can still come around and fucking hit you. So, this is the ASUS VivoBook S533 powered by the Intel Core i5 11th gen processor. What's new about this laptop is that it has ASUS Intelligence Performance technology, which means that ASUS made this really good computer even better. This technology boosts the CPU performance by 40%. It makes the battery life more efficient, making it last longer. And it has extreme cooling, allowing for better heat dissipation, letting your computer run at its peak performance. I gave this laptop to my little sister for school, and she was blown away by how much faster it was and how much more she got done compared to her school assigned laptop. So if you're looking for a new laptop, be sure to check out the ASUS VivoBook S533 on myvivobook.com. device that could save your life one day, except the scenarios get increasingly more likely to actually happen. If you're ever outside and you notice that your hair starts to float, you're about to be struck by fucking lightning. So what you gotta do is assume the lightning crouch position. You gotta squat, have your head face down, cover your ears, be on the balls of your toes, and have your heels touching. And prepare yourself because it's gonna hurt like a fucking bitch. If someone has a knife on you, scream, yell, act like a crazy person. But if they have a gun on you, speak slowly, calmly, and try not to startle them. And if they ask for your wallet, just give them your fucking wallet. It's not worth your life. Whenever you're driving and you have to make a turn into oncoming traffic, don't turn your wheels until you're ready to go and actually make the turn. Have them pointed straight, because if somebody comes and hits you from behind, they're gonna knock you into traffic and you're gonna die. Buying used phones online can get pretty sketchy. You can't be sure that you're getting a good deal, that the phone's gonna work properly, or if the seller's even gonna send you the phone. Like, there's just way too much risk that I don't think is worth it. Thankfully, there's the Glide Marketplace, the new peer-to-peer website for buying and selling phones that I actually trust. Glide comes with that sense of security that you're gonna get what you paid for, because the Glide Connect app actually lets buyers and sellers run diagnostics on the phone, make sure that it's good and it works. There's also a 3-month warranty and premium prices on used iPhones and Androids. And they use smart contracts to make sure that nobody gets screwed, not the buyer or the seller. I ordered the iPhone XR and it came in like perfect condition. With the Glide Connect app, you're able to actually test the phone before the seller gets paid, and that's the smart contract. And boom, my phone passed all the tests. So if you're interested in this, be sure to check out the Glide Marketplace by clicking the link in my bio. When your dog yawns, you might think that's a sign that they're sleepy, but yawns for dogs and yawns for humans aren't really the same thing. It's actually a sign that they're anxious or stressed out, and that's their way of trying to like calm themselves down. Same thing if they do that like whole body shake thing. The smell center of your dog's brain is 40 times larger than a human's, which means they can smell like way more than we can. They can even smell our feelings. I wonder what fear smells like. Dogs can see UV light, and since we use a lot of like fluoride-based products on our teeth, that means that they can literally see our teeth glowing. They'll just look like Ross from Friends when he overly whitened his teeth. We fucking just hit 10 million followers. That is insane. Thank you guys so much. Giveaways coming soon, and I wanted to use my big ass platform to give a shout out to some people who I wouldn't be here without, and TikTok wouldn't be the same if they weren't posting. So tag who you see and don't blink.
Congratulations. You really think you better give it a shot. Congrats on 10 million.
I love this app so much, and I love you guys even more. Thank you for 10 million.
Put y'all seatbelts on.
Stranger. Caller number 1.
Miss Keisha. Miss Keisha.
Hi, sisters.
Not on my watch.